Yes, so I wanted to talk about this fight again with Taylor versus Lopez. There seems to be an overwhelming majority of people so far who think that Lopez won clearly. But I still disagree with that. All right. However, I don't know really. It's possible that I can see how somebody could score it for Teofimo Lopez by 2 rounds, but not more than that. All right, I really don't see that. Seeing that he could have won that many rounds, man. As I said, I would have been fine with a draw as well. So, yeah, I mean, I really like to invite some people to watch that fight again, and then that they could show me where they think that guy won those rounds. The guy I was talking about, Mr. Lopez. And I mean, I don't understand people who say that he clearly won, that he easily won, that he even had fun fighting sometimes. I really don't see that. I mean, sorry. He was fighting, really. He had to fight. To win, he had to really step on the gas, dig deep, all that, whatever you call it, you Yanks. I mean, as I said, I don't think he won, but even if he did, maybe won. If you can say that he won, you cannot say that he won by more than 115, 113. And two judges had that exact score. Sorry, I was wrong last time. Actually, two judges scored 115, 113. All right, so that was acceptable. I can accept that score, even though I think. The problem is how you judge, certain rounds. Certain rounds are really hard to judge because they are close. And another thing is when a fighter like Taylor is fighter A. Fighter A was really dominating the round, but then in the last minute or so, fighter B, who is Lopez, of course, started throwing and landing. So how do you score it then? If a guy, or in the last 30 seconds, he lands a good combination or just a few power punches, do you give him that round? Because he was inactive for the rest of the round and before that, and then he had some good, punches, some good offense. So, that's the thing, some people would rather give it to the guy who was more active for the first 2 minutes or so. If he landed, if he landed enough, of course. If he was really dominating the pace and all that before that, then I think he deserves that round. But obviously, many of you don't feel that way, since you gave so many rounds to Teofimo Lopez. I mean, in that respect, if you judged it by who was more active for most of that round, then no way, you know, if you judge it that way, then you wouldn't give Teofimo more than like 5 rounds, something like that. Obviously, so that's how I judged it. All right, I judged it by the way who was more active, who landed more per round, and not who landed the hardest shots, but who landed more shots per round. So the criteria can be different from country to country and all that. But yeah, the usual criteria is who lands more clean punches, all right. And whether or not you think Taylor landed so many clean punches, I mean, it is enough to look at his face after the fight to show you that he really did land quite many clean punches, head punches especially. Because as the taller guy, it is a little difficult to land to the body a lot. as you know. So the taller fighter usually focuses on the head, right? While the shorter fighter focuses or can focus on the body. Yeah, or and usually does. So that's the case, you see. That's why it can be a little different. But yeah, I mean, I know Taylor himself felt that he had lost the fight, but I don't think he really lost clearly. I mean, I don't know where that was coming from. Maybe, I mean, maybe now if he has after he watches the the recording of the fight, the video, whatever, he will maybe change his mind or But it was, I mean, clear to me that if he did lose and he didn't lost clearly, all right, no way, he did not lose clearly. So I don't know really. I gave it to Taylor at first watching. When I, if I watch it again, or when I, maybe I would change it, but I don't think I would change my opinion drastically. So maybe I will have it to draw. So that's what I said in my first video about this. A draw I would have been fine with, perfectly fine. Because nobody can deny until the last two rounds, and it was a very competitive fight. It was a close fight, and despite those two rounds, I mean, the thing is, despite the fact that he did lose the two rounds, the last two rounds, Taylor won enough rounds before that 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 fight should be scored a close one, by close scores for anybody, for Lopez, let's say, in this case, as most of them seem to score it. But yeah, to me, it looks like Josh Taylor did enough simply to win. Maybe, yeah, I mean, the thing is, it didn't look so pretty. He used some dirty tricks because he's the bigger man. He tried to, bully Teofimo, but still, he was on the front foot most of the time, forcing the action. And some rounds, of course, the first two or three were really quite hard to score. I do admit. And if you gave them to Lopez, then yeah, he won. Definitely. If you gave those rounds to him, then he won because I gave him 5 rounds, but the first one was the sixth, I believe. Or no, first one was the third, maybe. Yeah. So if you gave him two more, he won. Of course, he won 7 rounds. But I'm not sure I would do that, especially second round. Taylor was doing some really good offensive stuff. But the thing is, he should have just been a little less, aggressive and try to counter punch like he had done against Ramirez. It proved the perfect formula. And Teofimo Lopez is also an aggressive fighter who likes to come forward like Ramirez. So it's not that they are exactly the same type fighters, but they are not too different either. So yeah, I mean, but hopefully this was the last fight at 147 for Taylor. I mean, he did mention that he wanted to maybe fight Lopez again, but nah, I don't think he should really. I don't think he should. Even if he can beat him this time, as I said in my prediction, even if he should win more rounds, it doesn't mean he will get the decision, again. So yeah, there you have it. I mean, there will always be people disagreeing, with each other on these matters. Yeah, I mean, I remember, but this is the thing. I remember when Bernard Hopkins lost to Joe Calzaghe. Many people, especially Americans, they were all saying, "Oh, that was a robbery. He didn't really Kawasaki. But over the years they started, to those who had seen fights again and again, they started to realize, well, maybe Kawasaki did win this fight. So that's how it goes. At first, it's hardest to judge a fight right after it you know, has ended or has happened. So sometimes it takes time, right? So that's how it is. All right. Have a good day.